So, welcome to another episode of Coaching for Cooking. Today what we're going to do is we're going to basically take a pork belly and we're going to cure it. And then tomorrow, I'm going to let it cure overnight a little bit, or even maybe for about 10 hours. What we're going to do is we're going to wash off our cure, or we may even keep it on. We're seasoning it, we're going to heavily salt it, so we're definitely going to wash it off, and we're going to dry it. But we're going to sear it off and we're going to braise it in some port wine with a little bit of cherry and fig. I'm really excited about this. So I know it's been a long time since I've done an episode of this, so I'm going to go ahead and get into it, and we're going to go ahead and get this done. So let's talk about ingredients that we need. Cures generally have salt. Salt's very important to a cure. The whole idea is it's a preservation method. It also helps to season a little bit. So when you cure, and especially for such a long period of time, and you have so much salt in it, depending on how big your cut of meat is, you're actually going to find that the salt content is going to actually absorb a lot of moisture out of the product. So when we have pancetta, it's a cured meat. So it's cool stuff, neat, groovy. It is kind of like bacon, except it's not smoked. So bacon generally smoked, pancetta is not. Good to know, right? Alright, cool. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and I've got 3 pounds of pork belly here. And I got them from Whole Foods, and I was really excited about it. So what I'm going to do for the cure is I'm going to use salt. And I'm going to use Himalayan salt. And I'm also going to put some brown sugar in mine. So I'm going to basically show you what I got going on. So this is my vessel, and as you can see over here, this is the pork belly. So what I like to do is, traditionally, is I'll actually put the salt in the bottom and get enough to coat it. Then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the pork belly and I'm going to roll it out, and I'm actually going to coat it like so. Really get the salt in there, because I'm also going to cure this, so that's something I want to remember that I'm doing. It's like I'm curing it, I'm curing the meat, but I'm going to sit there and I'm going to sear them off, and I'm going to sear it off into probably little chunks like that right there. So I'm going to definitely need more salt. I've got a lot here, and that's okay. I'm also going to use a little bit of Himalayan sea salt and see how well it works, because there's been a lot of rumor about how great Himalayan sea salt is, so I'm going to see if it's as good as everybody's making it out to be. It won't be the first one I use, or first time I cooked with it. It's actually pretty good. I enjoy using it a lot. It's good stuff. So, got that. I obviously have not enough room for my pork, so what I'm going to have to do is get a larger vessel to do this in, and that's okay. That's all part of what we do here. Sometimes we make mistakes, and we just have to go with it. So what I'm going to do at that point in time is I'm going to take another vessel, and I've already got some of it done, so I'm actually going to cut these down. Yes, it's a green board. Yes, green usually is for vegetables. For those of you who are culinarily inclined, it's okay. Not a big deal. It's my home. I do that all the time. So, it's just a thing. So, if I offend you with that, I apologize. Please forgive. So, I'm going to go in with some Himalayan sea salt on this, and the bottom of it. Alright, so I've got a little bit in there. And I'm just going to chunk it up in small pieces like this. Put it in the bottom. There we go. And then we'll actually add some more seasonings as we go in, and we'll layer it in as well. Notice some of these are just straight up fat. That's okay. It's part of what we do here. It's not an issue at all. It's part of the cooking process. So we're going to talk about seasonings that we're going to put into our pork belly as well. I'm going to use, like I said, aniseed, which I think is delicious. Not a whole lot. You'll find anise is actually used in a lot of different products, so it's good stuff. We're also going to use a little bit of marjoram. I like marjoram better than oregano because I feel like it's a little bit sweeter, and I think it's very tasty. I'm going to use some ginger, because ginger is great and delicious. I'm going to use some red pepper flake, because salt and pepper are essential, but sometimes you don't necessarily have to use black pepper. You can also use red pepper. You can use white pepper. Depends on what you really tickles your fancy. Notice too, like I have this hand. This is completely like contaminated, so I'm not really doing much with it. And but what I'm doing is using my right hand. So when you have everything just so, you know, be aware of what you're doing, and like try not to cross-contaminate too much stuff because it's never a good idea. Like I said, I am in my home, so I feel pretty confident in what I'm doing. So I've got a lot of stuff in here already. Now I'm going to add in another layer, and then we're going to re-season yet again. And notice I'm just really packing it in, and there is a ton of salt on this. Look at how much salt is on there. You wouldn't put that much salt on regular stuff. That piece I'm going to keep nice and chunky. It's going to be delicious. You know, a lot of people are asking, you know, why am I using pork belly for anything? Pork belly is really just bacon. But when you do pork belly, when you braise it, it just tastes so good. It's delicious. It's got great flavor to it. It looks great, and it's really exciting. If you do it with eggs, it's fantastic. It is really good with eggs. The aromatics right now that are in front of me are really killer on this. The ginger, the brown sugar, the anise is just awesome. And the marjoram, like I said, a big marjoram fan over here. And then what I'm going to do is after we sear them, we're going to braise them in pork with a little bit of shallot. It's going to be delicious. So there you have it. So this will sit, and then I'll get back with you guys soon. It's going to be real basic, and it's going to be delicious. So when it gets done, when it's all said and done, I'll show you how to sear it next. After I sear it, we'll braise it, and it'll take a long time. I'll probably keep it at about 200 degrees for maybe 5 or 6 hours. It's not super crazy, but it's really tasty. Thank you all so much for watching Coaching for Cooking, and we'll see you next time.